And we are underway. You know, one thing's for sure, Brett, when we have tag team action in Anarchy, you know the tag team action is one of the best that we have, the roster. And we have two elements of this for tag team action. Of course, it's singles competition, but both men have really strong tag teams. Of course, talking about the Washington Bullets, who are the former Anarchy tag team champions. And then you have the Movement, which is the current Anarchy tag team champions. And here this week, we have a representative from both teams.
Well, I have to say, you know, John Williams, the other half of the Washington Bullets on the outside, Trey Williams inside the ring, the Vandals in the ring. Narcissism isn't here this week.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have to question that myself. I mean, if I seem a little disheveled, you'll forgive me after what we just witnessed a little previously in regards to the Strychnine incident and the fireball. I know when we were during our break, we were trying to see if we can get some medical update, and we know we have medical professionals attending to them, but that's pretty much all we know at this moment.
Hopefully we'll have an update either later in this hour or hopefully next week.
Yeah, absolutely, and you have to kind of wonder. I mean, look at what we've seen, the carnage already, and we haven't even got to our street fight yet.
That's true. No rules coming up in our main event, the street fight. But singles action here, as you said, with two of the top stars in the tag team division breaking off into singles competition this week. The Washington Bullets have been after the Movement since even before the Movement won the tag team titles. You'll remember back the 8-man tag where the Bullets assaulted the Movement following the match, and then even going into hardcore hell. This feud just continues to boil. The Washington Bullets want the tag team championship. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, you have to wonder, when are the Washington Bullets going to be able to rest until they're back as the champions again, perhaps? But they're getting a little worked up right now, a little frustrated at the moment. John trying to talk some sense into Trey, telling him to slow it down a little. Don't let him get into your head. But that's exactly what the Vandal and Narcissism have been able to do, and that's why they're the Anarchy tag team champions. They are the reign, they are supreme in the tag team division here in Anarchy. And not only does this matchup have implications for this week, but really could change the whole landscape for tag team wrestling, because, you know, if the Vandal gets injured here, what could happen to those Anarchy tag team titles?
That's right. A injury in a singles match like this can make the tag team champions vulnerable, and there are so many great tag teams here in Anarchy that would love to upend the Movement for the tag team titles. Teams not just like the Washington Bullets, but also, you know, Hot Commodity, Suave, and Penarelli.
Oh, wait a second. We've got John on the outside here, and John and Trey are going to collect each other like some dust. Meanwhile, trying to get an unfair advantage on the Vandal. And referee Dee Byers, I think, saw it, but at that moment, double coconuts. I'm feeling like going to Hawaii.
Aloha to the Washington Bullets.
Vandal looks like he's making his way up on the top. You know, him and Narcissism are such high flyers, and they really have got the number, it seems, this week of the Washington Bullets. Beautiful into a cover. He flies and immediately into a pinning position here, but still only able to get a 2. And I don't know about you, but I do feel a little nervous here with having both members of the Bullets out here, and Narcissism missing this week. Oh man, talk about a nasty fall on the outside here. Getting tangled up here in the ropes. Meanwhile, and John just laying it into him.
This is what it has, where the advantage of having your tag team partner at ringside comes in handy. John Williams, well, it is cheating, goes after the Vandal into the cover. But, you know, if Narcissism had been here this week, he would have been able to stop that assault from happening.
Yeah, it would have kept it a little bit more fair in the ring here. A roll up here from the Vandal. Perhaps this could be it. 1-2. And now Trey going back to work again. And you would think that you would already have a little bit more confidence with 2 on the outside here, but look at what all they've had to resort to, John and Trey, to really try and finally ground the high flyer and get a little bit of an advantage in offense in. And that's what it pretty much took, because the Vandal finally in a really bad position at the moment at the hands of Trey.
Now we see Trey Williams choking the Vandal on the middle rope.
Oh, and now John's going to do it again. I wish just for once Dee Byers could turn around and see what we're seeing here at home as John just winds back and just lays one in on the Vandal. Not this way. Thankfully, somehow to keep this match going, the Vandal kicks out. And the crowd here, Cornelia certainly behind him. The home of Church of Southern Wrestling. We bring it to you each and every week here at Anarchy. And the Vandal winding up and laying one in on Trey as well. Oh, the rake to the eye. Trey, just that intensity. The intensity has really picked up, and as you touched on, this feud that's gone on for weeks and months, it's got to end at some point, but what way and how?
it's going to end with somebody having possession of the Anarchy Wrestling Tag Team titles, be it the Movement, the current champions, or the Washington Bullets claiming the titles. As we see a kick out by the Vandal, still has some fight left in him.
He's certainly a fighter as we see Trey go into a waist lock here, trying to really just choke and the life and the oxygen really out of Vandal. And Vandal needs to really try and sit out here and to get some type of offense in and counter as best he can. I think he's was trying to pry on the hands to break it, but the strength of Trey just seems to be too much at the moment. And really Vandal's best position here is trying to reach that bottom rope, and he's inching little by little to do so, but still too far away at the moment. Both men looking like they're coming back up on their feet. Vandal trying to break free. This will certainly allow him a little bit more of an opportunity and position to counter. Oh, but then Trey just takes that with that power, slamming the Vandal straight back down.
Almost looked like a hair pull, but it was more just yanking him by the neck.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you grab the head, the rest of the body should follow.
Gravity will certainly work in this case. John trying to quiet the crowd down here, but they're certainly in the corner. And again, we see the same predicament before. I know how this movie ends. John winding up one more time onto the Vandal, going to use every ounce of opportunity to get the punishment into the Vandal. I mean, you have to figure they have got this strategy worked out before they even came out and down the rampway, that this was their plan.
It's almost as if they knew full well that Nauticism wouldn't be here this week, so they're going to take full advantage of the 2-on-1, even though this is a singles encounter.
Well, not only are they hoping to probably try and put a little damage and punishment into the body, but you know they also want to be able to go in and get a victory here and try and have that really, you know, bragging rights per se going into another matchup should they be in a tag team situation, because you know that the Movement would really go in a disadvantage here if they've already suffered a loss.
Vandal trying to gain some sort of offense, or at least be able to get back up to his feet, feeding on the energy of the crowd here in Cornelia as he's back up to a standing. Elbows to the midsection of Trey Williams, goes charging in. John attempted, but a big lariat by Trey Williams, and down goes the Vandal.
Right in the center of the ring as the cover is being made by Trey. Still only able to get a 2 count at the frustration of John. John doing everything he can at any opportunity that he can seize to try and get a victory and help his brother and partner out. Of course, Trey on the inside here. Looks like Trey's going to measure him. He's just waiting, biding his time. Vandal up to his feet, not completely just yet. Able to duck through, goes behind, but still not enough. Trey spins around and met at the end with a clothesline as well. With a back elbow. And Vandal calls for one more time. Looks like both members were going for it at the same time, but Vandal caught just a little bit more. Hooks the leg. And somehow Trey's able to kick out as well. The match continues.
Great presence of mind by the Vandal to try to go for the cover. Realized they had the same strategy and thought the more win may have been taken out of Trey Williams. Now an Irish whip in. Vandal ducks the clothesline, comes up, ducks the back elbow, comes over.
Oh, man, Vandal goes in perfect position for a cover as well too. Not much John can do, but look on helplessly.
You can see John was almost itching to grab the leg of the Vandal, but thought better of it because referee Dee Byers was right there in view. If he'd have seen it, Trey Williams could have risked disqualification.
Can you hear this crowd getting behind the Vandal? They certainly love this tag team, the Movement. It represents a lot of what they stand for. The Vandal going for a big time clothesline. Oh, able to swat the kick out of the way, going for super kick. Oh, he misses as well. Just shows you the importance of these two tag teams.
Well, it also shows how many times these guys have been in the ring with one another. They know each other's strategies. They've got it figured out.
Yeah, and it's really hard when you're able to keep countering and countering on top of a counter. Oh, but that time, the Vandal perhaps a little distracted by John. Trey will roll over the body, has the shoulders on the mat, but only able to get a 2 as the Vandal kicks out. And Trey, as you touched on just a minute ago, everyone knows each other's move, and I think Trey, at this point, doesn't know where to go next.
You know, everybody has that series of moves that they like to use, those comfort moves. They need to get out of their comfort zone, try something different, something that their opponent hasn't seen before if they expect to be victorious. Yeah,
I really get the feeling and the expression, wait, as we see John up here, that Trey is a little frustrated. I thought this match would be done with by now, but what do we got here? Trey pick up the Vandal. Vandal slides through. Oh, both members hit each other. The Vandal able to slide out of the way. Oh, straight down to the mat. Hooks the leg as well. But that's going to be it.
The winner of the match, the Vandal.
And Brett, as we thought that having an extra man on the outside was going to be to an advantage, instead this week it was a disadvantage. It was to the detriment of the Washington Bullets.
It certainly was. The interference costing Trey Williams the match.